Bong-hee, who opened the door and entered, stared at the chairman with a firmer expression. He sat in his chair, closed his eyes slightly, and furrowed his brow as he heard Bong-hee's entrance. "It's all because of you that Taewon made that choice," Bong-hee said sharply. Chairman Ji-sung-dun looked up and looked at her, his gaze unwavering but showing signs of being deeply shocked by her statement. "It's my fault?" Ji-sung-dun replied coldly. Bong-hee stared at Chairman Ji-sung-dun with a strong gaze and continued speaking. "That child just wanted to live as if he had a father, but you kept taking his place." At that moment, Kang-ju, who was standing next to the door, suddenly spoke and added in a calm tone, "Taewon is not that pitiful." Chairman Ji-sung-dun and Bong-hee turned their heads towards Kang-ju. Kang-ju stared at them with an unwavering gaze and continued speaking. "He doesn't live such a miserable life. That person makes people feel ridiculous just by listening to him." The owner of a laundry building. Bong-hee pushed open the door to the real estate office with a heavy heart. It had been over 10 years since she started running the laundry, but she had never been curious about who the building owner was. However, she felt a chilling sensation throughout her body when she heard the shocking fact that Cha Taewong's name was on the property registration during her conversation with Chairman Ji-sung-dun just now. Did Taewon deceive her, or did Ji-sung-dun play some kind of trick? Her mind was filled with various doubts and anxieties. As soon as Bong-hee entered the office, she said, "Who is the owner of this laundry? Show me the property registration." The tenant couldn't hide her surprise at Bong-hee's firm gaze. She cautiously approached from a corner of the office where she was organizing invoices and asked, "Are you asking to confirm the property registration of the laundry building?" "Yes, right now," Bong-hee replied firmly, looking at her. The tenant hurriedly started rummaging through drawers. Her fingertips trembled and she seemed inexperienced in finding the documents. It was awkward for her to speak as a tenant who had never come to her with any problems before suddenly appeared with such a firm and tense expression. "Is there any problem?" she asked, trying to bring out a forced smile. "Just give me the registration, don't beat around the bush," Bong-hee said, her voice unwavering. She was afraid that the name she saw on the registration might be Cha Taewong's, but she had to find out the truth. Finally, the tenant took out the property registration from the pile of documents and cautiously handed it to Bong-hee. She reached out and accepted the documents, and as if her fate was written in them, she slowly scanned each letter with her eyes. And then she finally came face to face with that name. When she confirmed that the name was clearly Cha Taewong's, Bong-hee felt as if her insides has been emptied. Her mind went blank and her fingertips turned cold. She trembled as she lowered the hand holding the documents. She had taken care of Taewong like a family, but she never imagined that he would hide such a big secret. Confusion and betrayal swirled inside her, crushing like waves. Meanwhile, Seo Kang-ju is fired. Charim, who connected to the internal network of Jisung Group's headquarters, frowned as she saw numerous customers' complaints and posts pouring in. On the bulletin board, the names of Jisung Group and Seo Kang-ju appeared one after another, and posts criticizing them continued to flood in. Demands for the responsible person to be fired, titles like "Seo Kang-ju who tarnished Jisung Group's reputation" lined up, and the bulletin board was already in a state of explosion. Charim sighed deeply and went to the chairman's secretary's office to find Darim. Darim was busy organizing documents on one side of the secretary's office, but when Charim appeared, she looked up with surprised eyes. "Onni, what's wrong?" Darim also awkwardly smiled and spoke. Charim showed the tablet she was holding in one hand to Darim and asked directly, "So Kang-ju got fired?" Charim's eyes were filled with anxiety and doubt. She unknowingly bit her lip and waited for Darim's reactions. Darim looked through the post on the tablet one by one and her eyes widened. What on earth is happening? Darim felt her hand holding the tablet trembling. It was hard for her to believe that Seo Kang-ju, who rarely made mistakes in his work, has his name flooded on the customer bulletin board like this. Charim, with an anxious expression, continued to watch Darim and added, "This doesn't make sense. It seems like Seo Kang-ju did something big. There are already dozens of posts saying that Jisung Group's image is ruined. What on earth happened?" Darim lowered her head, lost in thought. Memories of the awkward past with Kang-ju flashed through her mind, and knowing that he was a person with a a strong sense of responsibility made it even harder to believe. Charim looked at Darim and said, maybe Chairman G doesn't know about this yet. Maybe this could be a big blow to Kangju. If Chairman Ji Sungdan hears this news, it could really become a big problem.
'Cause you are beautiful.